SubTail. What SubTail means is subject to and retail combined. So what that means is we are going to buy a property subject to, but we're going to retail it online. Now, the traditional fix and flipper, this is for fix and flippers, for your dad. The traditional fix and flippers, what they do is, say the property is worth $250. Say the property is worth $250. We could buy it from a wholesaler, or we could buy it for $150,000. We could buy it for $150,000. There's a mortgage on it, but the guy is willing to sell it for whatever the mortgage balance is, $150. Bam. Now, a traditional fix and flipper, what they would do is they would go get a hard money loan. They would go get a private money loan, or if they have some money in their pocket that they've been flipping, and they could buy it cash, they would then go and use their capital or somebody else's capital to go wipe out the $150. They close escrow, they take ownership of the property, they go put another $30,000 into it, they fix it, they're in it $180, plus any interest fees if they had to go get a loan, any interest fees. They're in it $180, $185, and honestly, this is even being nice because we haven't added closing costs, we haven't added agent fees, we haven't added a lot of things. So let's say we're in it $195, and that's still being generous, and we sell it for $250. We end up keeping $55,000. We end up keeping $55,000. That's the traditional way to fix and flip. You go get a loan, you buy out that old loan, you get some interest, you're going to pay a little bit of a higher interest because you are getting like a hard money loan, a private money lender loan. But now this is the way that we could purchase properties SubTail. The way that we purchase properties SubTail, very similar. But instead of getting a loan, we buy the property subject to. So this person owes $150. The property needs $30,000, right? Mm-hmm. So if the property is worth $150, we would buy the property subject to. We tell the seller, how much money do you need now? He's like, oh, I'll need $10,000. This is a little bit of a different agreement. We talk to the seller, we tell him, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to grab your property, we're going to put $30,000 into it, we're going to fix it, and we're going to sell it. Whenever I sell it, I'm going to pay you your $150. He's going to be like, all right, cool. I'll buy the property subject to. I'll probably give him a little bit of money at the close of escrow because I'm going to take ownership of the property, but I'll subtract it from $150. Say I tell him, look, I'll give you $5,000 now. Let me put the rest of the $30,000 into the property. I don't want to give you that much money down. We want to give him zero. Hopefully zero. But say we give him $5,000 just so he could be happy. We give him, we take the property subject to. We close escrow. We give the seller $5,000. At the close of so we're gonna owe $145. Now, if we owe $145, what we're gonna do is we now have ownership of the property, which is number one thing that we wanted. We wanted to take ownership before we put any money into the fix and flip. But the cool thing is that we haven't got a loan. They are our loan. We went ahead, bought the property subject to, we gave them $5,000, we owe $145. We do an agreement with the seller. We tell them, hey, we'll have you paid off in a year. We'll have you paid off in a year. You're like our partner. We'll have you paid off in a year. We'll actually have you paid off in less, in 3 months, because it's going to take me like 2 to 3 months to get it fixed. I'm going to have to list it about a year. You know, I like to put a year, that way we're both on the safe side. Now, I bought this property with $5,000. I haven't even went and talked to a lender. I haven't even went and done anything, but this property needs $30,000 of remodeling. I take this property, I put $30,000 in renovations. I then list this property. I list it for $250. I didn't have to get a lender. at the end of everything, I ended up making, let me see, I owe 145, or 150 plus 30, 180. I ended up making like around 70, 60 to 70, because we still have to add closing costs, so let's say 60 to 70. But the main reason I'm showing you guys this, the main ingredient from this, if there's anything that you guys take from this, take this. The main ingredient is that you didn't have to go get a lender to get this loan. You bought this loan. This is a fix and flip. Remember this. Your dad could do this. He could go get somebody that wants 150,000, put the property subject to, buy the property subject to, tell the lender, hey, tell the person that's selling it, I'll have you paid off in 3 months. I'm just gonna fix it, flip it, sell it, you're out. So whenever we sell this for 250, we end up paying his 145 balance at the end of the 3 months. We end up keeping the remainder, we walk away. But the beautiful part, we went in, no lender was involved, got the property, fixed it, gone. There's also a novation agreement. A novation agreement is a partnership that you and the seller actually agree upon when you guys become actual partners. And you guys, say for example, you have a house for sale for $100,000 and it's worth $200,000. And the property needs about $20,000 of renovation, and you were gonna fix it and flip it, but you ran out of money. So now I could do a novation agreement with you where I say, hey, I'll come in, I'll put in the rest of the money that you need to finish the flip, I'll put the remainder 20,000, we'll go fix and flip it, we'll make 40, 50,000 of profit, let's put back my 20,000 investment and let's split the other half. I wasn't even a owner of the property, but with the novation agreement, I'm able to go in and fix it and flip it without being an owner, but it's a partnership with the seller. One big takeaway that you guys, one thing that I would say would change your guys' like career, your job, everything, is knowing that you are a problem solver. You are a problem solver for that person. You are here to solve their problem. And if you could really drill on that deep, you'll go big, because you'll be able to solve their issues that they are not able to solve. And they are open to it. All it is communication. You being honest with someone and telling them the truth and telling them what your plans are and what your goals are will get you way more further. If you say, hey, I'm going to use that property as a rental, and you're lying to me and you're going to fix it and flip it, it's going to disservice you, because now I'm thinking you're going to use it as a rental, blah, blah, blah. If you told me, hey, I'm going to fix it and flip it, I'm going to have it sold within 3 months, and I'll have you paid off quick. Heck yeah, that's what I want. Okay, I like that. Honesty goes far in this game. Honesty and integrity, because at the end of the day, it's all about building relationships with people. They're not going to get married with you on the first date or the second date, maybe on the third. Sometimes the second, but maybe on the third. Now, if she gets married with you on the third date, amazing, but you're building relationships. Sometimes you gotta go 7-8 dates for you to get married, and it's like, holy crap. But if you give up on the first date and you say, nah, he's not into me on the second date, third date, you're never gonna get there. You gotta just build a relationship, be honest, be real, tell them what you do. You don't have to do no tricky games on salesman tricky games. You just have to be real.